I'm back, everyone. It's been a month and a half now, a little bit over that, since my last video. And if you've been paying attention to the channel at all, you know it's because I just had my firstborn child, a baby girl, Bellatora, and I love her so much. It's been a wonderful journey. She was born January 20th, and we're starting to get to a phase now where fiance and myself have kind of gotten a hold of things. We can sleep pretty well now, and everything's going pretty good. And honestly, it's been, even in December, I really didn't post that much. So I've had a lot of time to kind of think about where I want to take the channel in this new year. We didn't quite hit my goal of 10K, but we're really close now. We're at, I believe, 8.5, somewhere in that range. We're 1.5K away, 1.6 or 8.6. So we're 1.4K away from that goal. Not too terrible. And in all honesty, with how the end of the year for Pathfinder kind of came out, I understand now better that my expectation, which, by the way, even though I wanted 10K, I estimated somewhere in the mid to upper range for 8K, which I hit. So at least I know generally where the channel is. But anyway, that's not the point of this video. We'll make it. I'm sure the channel's been doing well. Even though I've been gone, the channel's been getting consistent views, and people have been watching a lot of my older content, as a lot of the content I make is pretty like evergreen. You can watch it at any point in time if you are interested in any of the games I've generally spoken about. Pathfinder being one of those ones that I do need to kind of tweak the class videos because some important things have changed with some of the classes. But other than that, it's kind of fine. Speaking on the channel, though, and kind of my idea, for a while now on stream, I've been saying I wanted to make the channel more casual friendly. And I've been thinking about this and thinking about this and thinking about this. My goal for the channel in general is to make it more accessible for people who want to get into TTRPGs, because I want more people to get into TTRPGs. They have this kind of bad rap of being overly nerdy, like even in this new nerd era where being a nerd is kind of the cool thing. The TTRPGs are something that are on the rise. People are more okay with them, and more people are getting into them than ever before. But there's a lot of misconceptions with it, you know, a lot of number crunchy ideas or things that kind of, it divides a lot of opinions on the genre. And in all honesty, I'm not a casual enjoyer of tabletop, obviously, as I've dedicated my whole channel and potentially my livelihood to TTRPGs and kind of expanding them for people. I love TTRPGs. It's something I am utterly obsessed with. And on top of that, it's something that I just enjoy. I love talking about TTRPGs and all the stuff that involves with them, all the different ones. I have personally played tons of them. I have nearly 5,000 hours on Roll20. Most of that just with TTRPGs, either setting them up or actually playing them. That's absolutely insane. There's no other hobby I've invested more time into it. And that is actually kind of a problem because I am so hardcore when it comes to tabletop. I don't enjoy tabletop the same way many casual people do. Sure, there's some common elements. I mean, the whole role-playing act is fun, and RPG games are fun too. They're, you know, in video games, people really enjoy them. So in tabletop, it makes a lot of sense. That's why, though, that I'm never going to be able to relate to people on the same level, to enjoy the same things that they enjoy, because honestly, I enjoy it in a way that's far deeper than most, and that's just perfectly normal. Most people don't play tabletop. A lot of hardcore players don't even play tabletop necessarily like once a week. it's something that is very consistently difficult for a lot of people to do. And that makes it difficult for a lot of people to really get into the hobby. You have to get lucky with a very consistent group of people who really enjoy the hobby and really want to get into it as well. And that's something I've been able to cultivate for myself over these last few decades. But still, it's something that separates me from, honestly, the casual enjoyers. Now, obviously, I still want to make stuff that's very easy to understand and stuff for people who are interested and new and want to get into the games. But that's kind of where the difference is, and that's kind of where I'm thinking of taking the channel. Is it's for people who want to get into tabletop, not people who want to casually enjoy it, not people who are going to a birthday party that someone's running a D&D game and they want to get a few tips, or just people who like to observe and casually enjoy. There's tons of channels out there that would do it better than I could, and that's just honestly not my strong suit. So, moving forward, I'm making this channel for people who want to get into tabletop, at a deeper level, and for people who already enjoy tabletop at a deeper level. There's so much to talk about, and there's so many different ways one can elevate their games. And I'm not even necessarily talking about GM tips or player tips or even necessarily builds. I'll still be doing builds because I find the aspect fun. But there's more nuance to the overall act of tabletop and tabletop theory in general that I just kind of want to talk about. Now, of course, also, I enjoy playing multiple different tabletop games. In fact, beyond Pathfinder games, I am playing in a Fabula Ultima game currently, and I'm looking to get into the new Cosmere RPG. Now, right now it's out in its open beta, and the rules are somewhat available, but I backed it, and I should be getting a PDF in June, July, maybe August at the latest, of the actual full Stormlight Archives book that is going to have the full rules and everything. So not too many months from now, honestly, till the full release of the game. Also, Starfinder 2E is coming out, and I guess the point I'm kind of getting to at is I am going to be doing a lot more variety content. There's some games out there that I've promised to make content on that I have not done so yet, like the Indomitable RPG, a hero TTRPG that's really, really cool and somewhat simpler than the Mutants and Masterminds game that we did play live here on the channel as well. And I should also do a video on Mutants and Masterminds because I do find the game super fascinating, but it can definitely be better explained. And honestly, it's just an interesting system. I mean, it's from Green Ronin Games, which is huge in the TTRPG space. If you're a nerd like me who knows stuff like that. So there's going to be a bit more variety on the channel. Now, of course, Pathfinder 2E content will still be coming out. I'll be mostly covering the new stuff as it comes out. And Lancer, as new Lancer stuff comes out, I might do some Lancer builds as well since I haven't done that. And I do know that a new Lancer book just came out. So I'm going to do a couple videos on that as well. And of course, for the people who've been crying for Fabula Ultima content, yes, I will be getting to that as well. This last year was super stressful because a baby. If you missed the earlier part of the video for some reason, I had my firstborn child. She's wonderful. She's actually quite an easy baby, which is why not even, barely 12 days, 2 weeks after her birth, I'm kind of getting ready to get back into video making. But it was stressful. It was stressful up until that point. It was stressful through that point, and there are still a lot of stress factors around it. So this is not necessarily like a true return to form. Videos won't necessarily be super consistent, but it's going to start going up again. And I've had some people, especially on the Discord, ask about sending us money or something for our newborn, as a congratulations gift or whatever. And I don't know what I should do. Honestly, I could get a coffee link if people want to do that. Maybe you can always be a member on the channel and then just cancel your subscription. A few dollars here and there is fine. You can donate on Twitch if you're here on one of our streams, which are typically Tuesdays and Thursdays. But let me know if you guys really want something like that. I wasn't too interested in doing that, but since people have been asking, I I had something just to consider. I mean, we appreciate it for sure. It's not necessary, but I I'm not one to forego someone else's kindness. If people want to do something to help support me in other ways, I will support that because I feel like everyone should be allowed to support the people they choose to support, even if we disagree on that. But that's a whole nother subject. So that being said, let me know down in the comments below if you want me to set up like a coffee link or something like that, if you want something a little bit more direct, or you can just be a member of the channel. And actually, speaking on membership on the channel, so the main core of my content is mostly going to be looking into variety tabletop. I'm going to be looking at games, and then I'm going to be doing a video on like the core classes, the core things that people can do, talking about those, so that people who are looking for a tabletop game can come to my channel, find some videos, and then find everything they need to start off with that TTRPG. And it makes the channel very healthy and very evergreen. I get tons of people looking at my Lancer content, some people looking at my Fabula Ultima content. Some people are still finding my Pathfinder 2E stuff, even after all this time. So, I'm just going to keep doing that. I'm just going to increase the range and kind of increase the focus rather than being so Path of Exile. That's been on my brain. Pathfinder 2E focused as I have been here on the channel. But for members, something I plan on doing here real soon when I can, because it's extra content, I'm going to be making members only content. And the members only content is really going to be a video similar to this one. A simple video, me just sitting here with some green screen thing going on behind me. And I'm just going to be talking about tabletop theory, the stuff for people who really, really want to get deep and improve their tabletop at a level that's beyond just general GM tips. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't watch a lot of tabletop content because I've been doing this a long time and there's not a lot of tips, GM tips that I would get because most of those tips are for people who are newer to the hobby. And I've been doing this for a couple decades now. A lot of those tips, and not only that, but I've already heard those tips before. So I'm going to be making deeper content that I don't think would normally do well on the algorithm, but for people who are more interested in the more nuance of the deeper theory and just want to talk tabletop philosophy, I'm going to be making content for those people who want to donate, $5 or so. Maybe I'll have higher tiers, I don't know, but $5 basic amount for several videos. I'm going to try and do one video a week. So $5 is essentially getting you 4 videos. And I might even make these like longer videos that you can just kind of sit and listen to because I know people like that as well. So yeah, that's probably going to be a thing on the channel. And even if not a lot of people want to get into that, that's fine. I just want to do something that, one, is kind of easy. It's just me sitting in front of the camera and just talking about a topic, maybe, having a backbone, what's it called? A outline of the video. But other than that, it's just me talking about general tabletop theory and stuff like that. So that's going to be available on the channel as well as soon as things kind of regulate a bit more. But TLDR, if you're jumping to this point in the video, I had a baby. Things are getting a little bit easier now. So now I'm going to start making content again. I'm going to focus more on variety this year. I'm going to have specific members only content for deeper tabletop nuance stuff. And overall, I'm just orientating the channel more towards hardcore tabletop players, people who enjoy the TTRPGs and everything they represent. Actually, as a little kind of like addendum here, the core of what I think tabletop does well and what separates it from other games is it's a narrative game. When they both work harmonistically, they work very, very well. This is not a channel that's going to be supporting power gaming or people who are just gaming the story in a way. This is a channel focused on actually participating in the narrative, telling an evoking story, all that kind of stuff. Yes, I love gaming stuff, and yes, I'm going to talk about that kind of, mechanical aspects to it as well. But this is not a channel, and I think I've gotten too into the habit of kind of looking at things from a more statistical, logistical viewpoints of numbers and what's useful usually versus not, and more of a look at what can something add to the narrative, what can something add as mechanic, like what kind of mechanics really bring the narrative to life and make for interesting games as well as interesting narratives. Because honestly, there's tons of rules like games out there that I just don't enjoy too much because they don't have enough mechanical meat for me to really latch on to. But I don't think a game should just be about making an optimal character or even making a optimized character necessarily, because the real thing about a narrative game is oftentimes stories are made about people who are broken or not good at things, and them going through a journey that evolves them into a stronger person. In a proper TTRPG, inoptimal characters can become stronger than optimal characters due to narrative implements, like the GM giving them an artifact, the GM giving them things that don't normally come with character progression. You tell the story well enough, you can justify any kind of character kind of being stronger. So it doesn't really matter about optimization because that's really irrelevant. Optimization, I guess, in a mechanical sense, you can definitely optimize a character for a narrative sense, and I think that's a bit more valid. But even then, I still believe to some degree your character should work and function the way you want them to. You want a character who's smart, you should focus on putting stats into things that they can roll to do smart things well. There's all kinds of stuff like that. True. But there's a certain point in the conversation where people are talking about, well, in Pathfinder 2e, for example, everything should just be a fighter because fighter hits better than anyone else. And that just doesn't make any sense, because that's not the story a lot of people are probably trying to tell, or not the kind of mechanics that they enjoy interacting with. So even on a mechanical scale, that's actually not what people want, because the characters aren't working the way they want them to. So, sorry, huge tangent, but I wanted to say, as the addendum, I'll reiterate, the channel is really going to be focused on people who really enjoy the full range of the TTRPG, the narrative game, people who want that balance, who want a game that is fun to tell stories in and has satisfying gaming crunch to go with it. So if you like that, don't like that, hey, this is a great time. Either subscribe and or unsubscribe if that's not something you're interested in, because honestly, you're probably going to do either one of those things with the videos to come. So now's a great time to make that choice, I suppose. And hey, leave this video a like. It really does help. But that's going to be it for this video. I know it's a bit long and a little bit rambly. I'm kind of just getting back into the swing of things, and I just really wanted to sit in front of the camera and, do this, and to give you guys all an update and show, hey, the channel's not dead. And even though I just became a dad, it doesn't mean I'm going to be ignoring the channel. I will be getting back into full swing of things here as soon as I can. I'll try to do at least a video a week, but I'll be aiming for more than that. There's so many videos I want to make right now. So, content is coming. Keep an eye out for it. Hey, you can join our Discord so that you can see when those videos come out, since I know the algorithm is not happy with me right now for being gone for so long. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. Good luck with your games. Leave the bad luck to me. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.